Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Wake Up and Ball right here on Roundtable Sports Network, brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook. I'm your host, TD Finstock. Just kidding, I'm Richie. That's TD next to me. And we got a big show today, talking NFL, big game tonight, talking NBA, a lot of things in store for tonight's games. And on the Wake Up and Ball program, Tony, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, man. I'm gonna need some more of that audio, man. Is that in the studio?
No, that's my audio that I programmed myself for mine. I can send you it.
Yeah, send that to me. How long is the track, Richie? I might have to get on that, man.
Wake Up and Ball.
Yeah. Wake up and ball. Wake up and ball.
No, we can't start this with a freestyle. People are gonna click off. People are gonna click off, man. We gotta get energized. We gotta drink out of our AFC East coffee mugs. We're matching this morning. That was totally on accident.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
But you see the difference in lighting in my studio compared to yours, how you can actually see the color of mine and yours is all washed out?
Mine ain't washed out. Mine's just clarified.
Yours is washed out. So we got some breaking news. I mean, first and foremost, let's just start off with the top. We don't have this planned, but it's an impromptu topic. John Gruden has just signed a multi-year deal with Barstool Sports.
Yeah,
so man. John Gruden, who has been pretty awesome with his new YouTube channel, Gruden Loves Football. Barstool's jumped in all over it and signed him to be part of their team to make some content on there. So I think the first question is, does that mean he's not returning to coaching next year? Because there's a lot of speculation that he was going to come back as he's trying to make an NFL comeback. But I feel like this means he's not going to be a coach.
I don't know, man. I still think that's tentative. We got to look at the details of the deal. And is that really going to keep him from coaching just because he signed on? Like it's like Belichick. Belichick signed on with the media group, and he's working this year. But does that mean Belichick won't be coaching next year? And there's high speculation that he still will be. So I'm not going to say Gruden isn't going to find himself back in the NFL. And maybe I'm out of the loop, Richie. Outside of football, Gruden got in trouble or something. I don't know why my memory isn't serving me well. He got in trouble off the building.
Well, no, I was in the building. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak on it. I really don't know the actual details, but apparently he got claimed for have some remarks that got brought up and basically not being good remarks. I think it was a scandal with like emails, and he got what he was saying was stuff that you just can't say in today's world. I think it was like some racist comments, misogynistic comments, sexist, like all that type of stuff. I don't know the details. I cannot speak on it, TD, so I don't want to talk about it before I do my own research. But that is what he is getting accused for, and he's suing the NFL, I believe.
About it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that is an interesting thing, which is why it's a little more tricky for him to become a coach again, right? It's a little bit more tricky. So, folks, that's the breaking news. Don't forget to smash the like button if you guys are enjoying the Roundtable Sports Network on your morning show, Wake Up and Ball, 8:30 a.m. every morning. This is episode number 4. We appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in to the show, man. Let's get into business. TD, you like Wake Up and Ball? Like, what? This is the first week, right? Like, what's your routine like? Do you actually wake up and you're excited to ball with me, or you're like, oh, man, I got to go on Richie?
Hey, yeah, listen, man, I wake up in the morning and I ball with the kids. Hey, get up. Let's go. We got school. And they get up on their own. Their alarms and stuff go off. But yeah, man, just taking care of the family, doing the daddy duties in the morning. And then, I get back home from, my route of taking kids to school. And then I say, it's time to ball. Where Richie at? And then I crank on the lights, get in the studio, and I get pumped and ready to destroy Richie in these debates every morning, baby.
I don't think you've destroyed me once, actually.
Richie,
I've been undefeated.
You said LeBron was better than Jordan, so you've been destroyed.
You said Chris Paul. You said Rajon Rondo is better than Chris Paul.
I mean, that is a better winner. I said he's a better winner. No, you said he's
a better basketball player. That's what you said.
I'm clarifying this morning.
See, this is proof. I destroyed you so much to the point where you have to backtrack and change your topic. That's when you know. I stand on my 10 toes and keep saying LeBron's the GOAT while you can't stand on your takes. Flick Shorts with the first super chat up this morning. First dono, be humble. Rondo, better than Chris Paul. G5, worse than Berrios.
What G5?
That's Garrett Wilson.
Brexit. Oh man!
I mean, this is delusion. Do I even entertain this?
He trolling you, Richie. He trolling you. Shout out to Flick Shorts, man.
You got to do harder than that, man. You got to do harder than that to try to troll me about that. So, folks, again, please do us a favor. We have a goal to get at least 100 likes on every single Wake Up and Ball episode. So far, we've hit that goal, and it's up to you guys to make sure that continues. Big time shout out to BetUS Sportsbook again for being the proud sportsbook sponsor of this channel, Wake Up and Ball. All right, now I want to jump right in, TD, and get into the standings across the NFL because I think it's important to kind of see where everything is lined up. So here's the standings on the AFC. You know, in each division, heading into week number 11. Again, guys, if you want to go check out BetUS, you guys can use the promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% bonus on your first deposit. And then you get 125% on your next 2 deposits. That's up to $2,000. Now, we can also see the odds to win each division as well that I'm going to bring on the screen in just a few moments. But what's your biggest takeaways from the AFC division standings thus far, TD?
Listen, it's top heavy. It's almost like you know who's getting in at the top. And right now, it's really just the battle of the 7th seed. It's almost everything is determined except seeding and who's going to get in the 7th seed. That's all it's about at this point, man. When you look at it, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, they're getting in. Buffalo, high probability of getting in. The Chiefs are getting in. Houston's getting in. The Chargers are highly likely to get in. And it's just a matter of the 7th seed. Can Denver hold on? Does Indy spark something with Anthony Richardson? Does Cincinnati go on a legitimate run? Or does one of the teams lurking below, like Miami, the Jets, do they just spark out of the dust and just, find themselves in the playoffs? That's what it's about. And I think seeding is really everything. Seeding is going to be everything for everyone in this playoffs. There's certain teams that need the number one. Let me tell you something. Buffalo needs to be the first seed. But being, a game and a half behind the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know if that's going to happen. When you look at the Chiefs' schedule, even though the Chiefs got some tough games, they look like they're going to win all of them potentially, except that Buffalo game. We'll see what happens. Kansas City, last year I used to say, Kansas City never really been tested. They never had to go through a wild card and go all the way through. Well, they did it last year. Baltimore, I don't see the light of them getting the first seed anymore. But Pittsburgh, they still have an opportunity. Listen, tonight is going to be massive. I know we're going to get into that game a little later. But the AFC, it was decided halfway through the season almost, if you really look at it. Halfway through the season, the AFC has been decided with the exception of the 7th seed.
The pathetic thing is I think there's only one division that is competitive in terms of who's going to win the division. All the other divisions, you have your winner, in my opinion. Houston's winning that division. Kansas City's winning the division. Buffalo's winning the division. And then you have the AFC North between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Right? So I think that's really that's very shocking to me. And it's just sad. Look at us. Ooh, we're the AFC East roundtable. We're the worst division, TD.
Yeah.
The AFC East is the worst division, not only in the AFC, but in the NFL. Because if you go to the NFC, I mean, there's not a division that matches our incompetence.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is.
We'll get into the NFC, but man, oh man, the AFC is the worst division. We're like, dude, the AFC East is the best division.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst. Oh, it is. Oh, look at the records.
Go back to the NFC. Go back to the NFC. So you think that we're worse than the NFC South?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
The NFC South, the Bucks have 4 wins.
We have one more win in our division than the NFC South.
I mean, that's sad that we're comparing ourselves to the NFC South. If we're
Which
being honest.
also is true, but the Dolphins are going to go on a run, so it's going to help.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go again. Well, that's really the AFC, guys. Let us know in the chat who you got winning each division, right? Each division right now. AFC North, are you sticking with the Steelers, or do you think the Ravens are going to win it? That's a big game coming up between those two juggernauts.
Who's going? And that's not the game tonight, is it?
No. NFC East is tonight, which we'll get into.
Who's gonna win this division? I'm gonna have to go. Man, I gotta ride. Like, it doesn't even feel right, but I gotta ride with Pittsburgh.
Why?
I gotta ride with them.
Why?
I mean, they have the one less loss.
Like, they're about to lose. They're about to lose to the Ravens Sunday. Or do you think they're gonna win?
I picked the Ravens. You might be right.
Yeah, man, make up your mind.
Yeah, I guess you convinced me, Rich. You're right. I got to go with the Ravens.
Stand on your 10 toes. Stop letting me convince you.
I don't know, man. Gosh, I can't believe how great of a coach Mike Tomlin is. Just to even have them in that position, man. I mean, you would have told us preseason, Richie, would you have had them 7-2 at the top?
No, I wouldn't have.
Maybe 6-5. I mean, well, in 9 games, maybe 5-4, 6-3 even. But 7-2, man, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive. You gotta be honest. It's really impressive what they're doing. So I'm excited to see that game on Sunday. Flick Shorts, another super chat. I was in G5. Can't return punts, kicks, Kenny. All right, so Barrios is better than Garrett Wilson because he can return. He can't return. I mean, he should honestly return. He's the best. You want to go this far, Flick Shorts? Garrett Wilson's the best receiver in the AFC East this season.
He's trolling you, Richie. And he's not the best receiver in the AFC.
Yes, he is. This season.
No, he's not. You know what, Richie? You know why that's hypocrisy from you?
But that's this season.
But that's hypocrisy from you. Let me tell you why. Every time I try to tell you that somebody's better as of now or recently, but they're not a better player. See?
Okay, so answer the question then. Tyreek Hill's the better player, career. Who's the better receiver this season?
Tyreek Hill is still the better receiver. He just isn't getting better production.
Who's the better receiver this year?
Garrett Wilson.
Thank you.
So far.
Yeah, Tyreek can turn it on. He's just waiting to go 100%, but he's not going to. Garrett Wilson's just getting started. Let's be honest with ourselves.
We shall see.
So that's the exciting thing about what we got going on with Garrett Wilson. Even though I can't even get excited about my Jets because they make me sick to my stomach. Absolutely sick to my stomach. Let's get into the NFC. Who do you got winning each division? I think that this is more of a competitive conference. We got the NFC North, which is competitive. I think we can all agree that we have the Detroit Lions winning it, even though the Vikings are 1 game back. But that loss that they suffered to the Lions, I think, was a deciding factor.
I don't have
tonight's game. Winning. You have the Vikings winning the Packers? Or who do you have?
I have the Vikings winning the division.
No, you don't.
I have them beating the Lions the second time.
You don't have that. Where did this come from?
I have them winning the division now. I do have them winning the division now.
Give me a break.
No, I'm serious. I have the Vikings winning the division now. I think that what I saw when because I looked at a little bit of the film just to figure out what the heck was going on with Jared Goff with those 5 picks. Some of them was misfortunate, but there might be a defensive mindset that has figured what the Lions are doing out a little bit. And, with Brian Flores, if he's able to implement that, here's the difference. The Lions don't win that game if they just playing against a team that actually can put up points the right way. And Minnesota can put up points. I want to have Minnesota winning that division.
Wow. I mean, don't you see Sam Darnold starting to kind of turn the ball over a lot? Like, what do you see from the Vikings that you feel like that they're going to start winning?
I see the defense actually getting better. So just like you said, the Lions 5 picks, they still overcome it because of the defense. Nobody talks about it in the exact same weekend. Sam Darnold threw no touchdowns and they still won the game because that Vikings defense. At least Goff threw 2 touchdowns. The Vikings survived with 0 touchdowns from their quarterback. and was able to win simply off the strength of their defense. I think they're getting better on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see, man. It's going to be interesting, but I think Minnesota still has a shot at actually winning that division, Richie.
Yeah, that's definitely a bold take there. I'm not going to go that far. I think the Lions are going to win the division. Now, the NFC East, we're going to get into tonight's game because tonight's game is a awesome game. Awesome game. So we'll skip that right now. But it's between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders for that division. The NFC West is a very fascinating one. You can argue this is the most well-balanced division. We thought, the NFC North, you can say, is well-balanced as well. They're objectively better, actually, the NFC North than the NFC West. But you see the NFC West, they're like all in the thick of things. You got the Cardinals kind of running away with a half-game lead. That's how the math works, TD. You see that? Yeah, a half game. That's
because they have the same. That's because they have the same amount of losses,
and
so you can go off of a half.
Yes, when a team plays an extra game, then that's how it works. So they have a half-game lead over the 49ers. So who you got winning the NFC West? Do you think that the Cardinals can continue this, or do you think the 49ers are just getting started? Can the Rams and Seahawks get hot? What's your thoughts?
The 49ers winning the division. We can stop playing these games now. We already know the 49ers are going to start getting hot because they do this every year. This is their MO. Okay. They'll start going on a run. Arizona, good run. Keep on stacking up wins if you're going to get in that playoffs. And this division is scary because 2 losses and you're in a dump. It'll be so easy for any one of these teams to take 2 or 3 losses like that, and they're in the dump. Look at the Rams. They lose to Miami. They better not lose this weekend because if they do, they're in trouble. So, yeah, I got 49ers, man. Half a game out isn't nothing to me, and that's only because Arizona's played one more game. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Do you think the Cardinals have a chance for the wild card?
Yeah. They have a chance for the wild card because Chicago's falling off. And when you look at the rest of the field, it's like, who else is going to take it? You got the top 4 teams, right? Then you got Minnesota is 5, Green Bay is 6. And what other resistance other than your own division? You just got to make sure you beat the Rams and Seattle out. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I think they will make a wild card. Vice versa. Either way, say Arizona did somehow win a division, 49ers will get the wild card.
Interesting stuff. Still can't believe we witnessed G5 Zach Wilson. Wilson, baby. Failed. But how about Garrett Wilson still getting 1,000 yards each of those seasons, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year with that bad quarterback. So shout out to Garrett Wilson. Glenn with a super chat. You are wrong, Richie. Garrett is not the better receiver. He's just having a better season. That is a difference than being a better receiver. What did I say, Glenn? Who is the better receiver this season? That was my whole point. Who's the better receiver this season? Garrett Wilson is the better receiver this season. Wow. And TD even admitted it. Chat, who's the best receiver in the AFC East this season? Garrett Wilson.
Far.
Yeah, so far this season. It's Garrett Wilson. Tyreek Hill can't dream of replicating the MJ logo.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Richie.
Garrett Wilson, baby.
I got a question for you, Richie, back up in the AFC North. No, not the NFC North, right? Because we were talking about the Detroit-Minnesota situation. I want to ask you, who's going to be the favorite in these games, right? Minnesota versus Tennessee.
Minnesota.
Minnesota versus Chicago.
Minnesota.
Minnesota versus Arizona.
Who's home?
Minnesota. Atlanta versus Minnesota. Minnesota at home.
Minnesota.
Chicago on the road to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
All right. Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Now we just had 6, right? That's 6 wins in 2 games left. If they get those 6 wins, they're already at 13, Richie.
Yeah, but you can't just look at they're favorites, guaranteed dubs. No.
I understand that, but this is all I'm saying though. When I look at the schedule versus what Detroit got coming up, and then the last 2 games of the season is Green Bay, and they've already beat them, and they beat them in Green Bay, and this time they go to Minnesota, and then they play Lions to end the season. So this could very well come down to the last week.
Mm.
The whole NFC title could.
Hey, I'll root for it, baby. Sam Darnold. Woo! Let's go out there. Let's go, Sammy. Make the Minnesota Vikings have a tough decision ahead of them.
Could you imagine that?
Didn't JJ McCarthy have to get another surgery? His recovery is not going well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Yeah, apparently his knee was swelling again, so he had a second surgery. So not looking good for JJ McCarthy. We shall see. Flick Shorts, all for what? Jets still have a playoff drought. Do I need to remind? Do I need to remind him, TD?
No, just
do I need to? Do I need to? Because he walked himself into this one, didn't he?
Oh my gosh.
Because the Jets have a playoff drought, but there's another playoff drought that's actually around double the length, which is 24 years and counting this season of the Miami Dolphins playoff win drought. So there's that. Dolphins fans bringing up the Jets playoff drought is laughable because you have an even more laughable playoff drought of no playoff wins in 24 years. Yikes.
Tough.
Yikes. It's tough, man. And you're going to go into this season again with that. All right. So we shall see. A quick little update on the Juan Soto news, because I know that we already talked about this yesterday, but former Met Carlos Beltran, he went out there. He is well plugged in with the Mets. He said that the Mets are going to do whatever it takes to land Juan Soto. So I'm just saying right now, if you want to make some money, go bet that the Mets are landing him, because Juan Soto is going to be a Met. He's going to reset the market. He's going to be glorious. He's going to be with Francisco Lindor. He's going to be the face of the franchise. And the Mets are going to win the World Series next year, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And we're going to steal him away from the Yankees. Sorry, Yankees fans in the chat. Sorry that we had to do this to you.
Y'all act like he doesn't have to want to go there, though.
Oh, he wants to come here, man. He's buddies with Francisco Lindor.
Oh, man.
We're a fun team, man. You got to understand what the Mets culture is. We're a free team. We have fun. We attach ourselves to different little things, and they're a good team. They're young, and I want to make this comparison for the Mets real quick to you, because it connects to my Jets and what I'm hopeful the Jets can do. Okay. You have to hear me out and follow me along on this journey with me, TD. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I'm listening.
The 2023 Mets is very similar to the 2024 Jets. And I'm hopeful that the 2025 Jets can become the 2024 Mets. Okay? You follow me? So, last year, the 2023 Mets, super high expectations, have all these aging veterans that we paid a lot of money for, and the Mets completely underachieved. They did not live up to the expectations. They did not have a good manager. They did not have a good coaching staff. They had no, culture, right? So they decided to sell whatever, and they retooled. And then the next offseason, what the Mets did was they got a brand new coaching staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went young, and there was no expectations going into the season. Low expectations. But the reason why the Mets were able to go on a run is because they hit it on the nail with the right coach, and they developed a new culture. They developed a winning mindset, and they overachieved expectations and went to the promised land by being a series away from the World Series. So now connecting that to the Jets. Right now we're in a situation where we have all these veterans. We're aging. We're built to win now, but we're not winning. A lot of it has to do with the coaching staff. The Jets are about to go through a brand new coaching search. So I'm hopeful that we can hire our coach that can bring us to the promised land next year with low expectations. We go into next season. We don't have aspirations to win the division. We don't have aspirations to make the playoffs. And that coach can be the reason that we fix it all together, because the Mets had talent 2 years ago, but the coaching staff was not able to get the most out of it. The Jets have talent right now, but the coaching staff is not doing a good job to get the most out of it. So what I'm trying to say is I'm hopeful that the Jets can find the right coaching staff to get the most out of this talent heading into next season. That's my comparison.
Yeah, but the end result is still going to be the same, Richie.
What do you mean?
I mean, did the Mets win?
They made a playoff run. They won 2 playoff series. That's pretty awesome. If the Jets can make the playoffs and go to the AFC Championship, I'll take that. Are you kidding me?
I do want to say this to all New York fans, man. I'm starting to feel bad for y'all. Like, the level of lack of real success as of late has really been on the rise, man. So I actually want y'all to have some fortune.
What has Miami done?
What do you mean? What have we done
recently that you're clowning the New York market?
We're closer though.
Well, when's the last time Miami had a championship in their city besides hockey?
Well, you're right, but here's the difference. At least Miami can say the Heat are better than the Knicks, and the Dolphins are better than the Jets.
The Heat are not better than the Knicks.
I can't say the Miami Marlins are better than the Mets or the Yankees, but I'm just saying the Heat are better than the Knicks, though.
No, they're not. The Knicks just actually beat them a few weeks ago. So no, I mean, in recent memory, the Heat have championships, but if we're talking about today, not the case. Speaking of the Knicks fell short on a comeback last night. Karl Anthony Towns, monster night, 46 points, ruined. Jalen Brunson, back-to-back clutch buckets late in the fourth quarter. And Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart fouls Kobe White at the three-point line. The Knicks were down by 2 points. They needed to stop. Kobe White got fouled by Josh Hart. Fouled, man. And Josh Hart held his head down. And then the Knicks had 3 seconds left. Jalen Brunson put up a baseline fadeaway for the win at the buzzer. The ball went in the bucket and somehow rimmed out. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I started celebrating. And when I saw the ball leave the rim, my entire body just melted down of just, oh my God. That was the moment, TD, where Jalen Brunson could have had his moment. Because you know that Brunson has been a little not himself.
Yeah.
He had a good game last night, and he had 2 clutch buckets in the fourth quarter to help them come back. And then that would have been the third bucket that would have won them the game. That could have sparked something, but instead it's an L. It's an L against a really pesky, fast-paced team. Zach LaVine was unstoppable last night. Karl Anthony Towns was a monster. The Knicks were down by as much as 20-plus points, and they fought all the way back. They got a lot of impacts off the bench, but it wasn't enough as they fell at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I saw last night from Karl Anthony Towns. I thought that I was watching, Joel Embiid, cooking, to be quite Richie, I think you tried to say that with a straight face.
Oh, he owned him on Tuesday,
bro. Yeah, but
Cat, what's the difference between Cat and Embiid? Cat plays, okay? He actually can play basketball instead of sitting on the bench. Oh, my knee. Ooh, I got a bit.
Richie, why do you have to be a fan all the time? Like, why can't we just acknowledge?
Embiid is so overrated. I'm sick of hearing who's been to the conference finals in their career. Cat or Embiid? Cat. Give me a break.
Yeah, but Embiid is better than Cat.
Cat is the greatest shooter in NBA history at his position, and that's a fact. The numbers back it up.
That's fine, man, but he's not better than Joel.
Availability is important.
Okay, I'll give you that. If you want to put all that together, then I like Cat. But both of them healthy, Joel Embiid is the better player, Richie.
Yeah, but he's never healthy, so give me Cat.
All right. All right. But listen, man, good game last night. I thought he was very dominant. I thought he made a lot of shots, kept the team on his back last night. It's just so unfortunate, man, just to lose that type of game. It really, that stinks. I'm going to be honest. That really stinks. And here's the deal. Y'all still in 4th place right now in the East. And the reality is you got the top of the East, and then you got all these stragglers, and y'all still in that straggler race. And the Magic are in the middle, like, are we okay or are we with the stragglers? So I just think that the Knicks are right where they need to be. I think that if Cat continues to play at that level, if we can get a high level of play from Brunson, I'm talking about all-star Brunson, then
watch out.
Then the Knicks are scary. But that's the problem, Richie. When are we going to get a combination of both of them?
We saw a glimpse of it last night. Brunson had a good game.
Glimpse. When are we going to get a combination of both of them?
I mean, we saw a combination of both of them last night. But by the end of the day, the defense was not able to contain the fast-paced Chicago Bulls. I mean, look at the numbers. Brunson had an all-star game, and so did Cat. So I think it really comes down to the defense, which is supposed to be the identity. And this is what the problem is. Not the problem, but this is what's going to happen with the Knicks, TD. We're going to be staying afloat. We're going to be flirting around 500 ball. And then there's one player that's going to return from injury that's going to change the entire dynamic of the New York Knicks. That's going to reestablish our identity, who is such a important piece of this team that everyone's forgetting about.
Who's that?
Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is our rim protector, and that's what we're missing is defense. Cat is not a rim protector, and he's not. That's never what he was supposed to be. You remember with the Minnesota Timberwolves that they had Rudy Gobert and Cat on the floor together? Rudy Gobert is that defensive threat, and then you have Cat at the 4. When Mitchell Robinson comes back, that's the main vision of this team. When you bring Josh Hart to the bench, Mitchell Robinson starts at the 5, and you got Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Cat, and Robinson as your starters. With Josh Hart off the bench, that is when this Knicks team is going to become complete. Okay, that's when this Knicks team can come back to their identity. Mitchell Robinson last season, and speaking of Joel Embiid's injuries, the same thing with Mitch. He can't stay healthy. He can't. And that's his issue right now. He's still lingering off that ankle surgery he had last season. He needs to stay healthy. Now, Mitchell Robinson is not an all-star. He's not, a dominant force, but he is such an important piece of this Knicks team because what makes the Knicks go is their hustle, offensive rebounds, protecting the paint, and just playing hard. And that's what Mitchell Robinson brings. He is an absolute dynamic player. Last season, TD, he started the season off. He was in first place in offensive rebounds, and the next best player next to him was like 25 offensive rebounds shy. Like Mitch was dominating the NBA last year before he got hurt. So that's a player to watch out for when he returns and we get to see Mitch and Cat at the front court together. I can't wait to see that matchup.
Yeah, I think that'll be massive for the Knicks. And let me tell you why. Like when you look at the game last night, it's always those stats that nobody pays attention to, right? You want to make sure that you dominating in offensive rebounds. But also like you said, that rim protector as well in the paint. Chicago had 6 blocks, the Knicks only had 3. Those things do matter. They had 10 steals, y'all had 7. And those are extra possessions. And at the end of the day, you got to be a better defensive team night in and night out. And when is he coming back?
We're hopeful January and February. And,
y'all in trouble, Rich.
Nah, man, we just got to stay afloat. We're going to stay afloat by then. When he comes back, we go on our winning streak. And then we finish top 3, top 4 seed.
The only thing
we don't need him right now. We need him for the playoffs.
Yeah, you do.
No, we need him for the playoffs.
Yeah, you do, because that's what I don't like about the Knicks.
The East is not scaring me besides Boston and Cleveland.
No, that's what I don't like about the Knicks early in this regular season, why y'all might stay around 500, because y'all need too much hero ball. You need Brunson and Cat to go off almost every night.
We're balanced. OG is putting up 20 a night. Bridges is getting you 17. That's the thing I love about the Knicks. The issue right now is defense and getting stops and playing in the fourth quarter and the lack of bench.
But there's no consistency in it. You don't know where it's coming from. Like you always need 3 guys that's going to give you theirs every night.
I think it's more finding their roles because we have such a good team on paper with the starting 5. Cat can give you 30 a night. Brunson can give you 30 a night. OG can give you 20. Bridges can give you 20 if you tried. But where do they fit? It's kind of like that. I'm not going to compare the Knicks to a super team, but the Knicks have assembled a roster of really good of players that could get buckets, but they need to figure out each other's roles. They need to play selfless. They need to sacrifice. Like, Bridges is the hot hand tonight. We got to feed him tonight. Oh, Cat's unstoppable. Let's feed Cat. It's Brunson tonight. So it's kind of like figuring each other out. Like, whose night is it? Like, when you have a really good basketball team of players that can score at will, like the Knicks have right now, it's going to be a little bit of time. And like we talked about earlier, this is a brand new roster. They got to figure out their chemistry. Right? Cleveland has had this team for years. That's why they're playing so good. The Boston Celtics have had that team for years. That's why they're a championship team. The Denver Nuggets, like all these teams have continuity, and the Knicks don't have that right now. They're trying to gain it.
There's one player I remember when you guys made the move, I felt like, hey, that's going to be a difference maker. I don't know how he's doing because I haven't seen all the Knicks games, but how's what's his name? Payne doing? Cameron.
He was injured, but he's back. And last night was a huge bench jump. He had like 11 points off the bench. He sparked the comeback, actually. The Knicks were down 20. He came in off the bench with like 3 minutes left in the third. We were down by 20, and all of a sudden he just he's that energizer.
Yeah. He's a piece that's a difference maker on the team that's low key.
And he's been hurt, so he coming back helps. Like we have so many injuries off the bench. Luckily, our starters are healthy. That is like, please stay healthy. But our bench is what's banged up. Payne was a big plus last night.
Nice.
So it's tough right now. Knicks fans are getting frustrated, but you just got to bounce back. And we got, 3 games at home in a row before we go out west. And that's going to be a big test for this Knicks team. They just got to stay afloat and continuously play together as the season progresses. Staying in the NBA, we had somebody have a career night last night, man.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama.
Wemby.
Chris Paul unlocking Wemby.
Oh, stop that, man. Here you go with the craziness.
I didn't see Wemby put up 50 last year. I'm just saying.
They're the 10th seed, Richie. They're at 500, okay?
Hey,
Chris
man.
Paul ain't unlocking nothing.
Chris Paul at 11 dimes. 11.
Yeah, very impressive game last night, though. Listen, the kid is going to be a superstar. And you know what, man? He keeps this up. But let me say this, though, too, Richie. Let me tell you what I don't like. In a game like last night, 50 points is historic for him. It's his first time hitting 50. He can get buckets. He can get them easy. He's that guy. But come on, man. You need better boards, bro.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean? I don't want – listen, there ain't a night in the NBA where we should be able to accept less than 12 boards from him. You can't go out there and give me 6. I need 12 boards a night. You're like, come on. You like you look.
All right. But when he drops 50 points, you're gonna say get more rebounds.
Yeah,
and then leads it to a victory. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. And that's another thing. What's up with the defense with these teams? Like, even though y'all score 139 because you put up 50, why y'all giving up 130? This is why they're a 500 team.
I mean, it was against.
Come on.
But he's a dynamic rim protector. So
shouldn't there be more boards?
I mean, he's out there about what? I mean, how many boards is he averaging a season?
Let me look it up.
For the season.
He probably at around 9 or 10.
10. He's averaging a double-double. Give me a break.
Yeah, but come on, man.
One game.
Listen,
okay.
You want to be that dude.
50-point night. You just got to worry about, bro, this guy's averaging a double-double, and you're going to get more rebounds? Get out of here.
Bro, stop, man. It's Wemby, man. I ain't taking no 22. Wemby. I ain't taking no 22 and 10. I need 35 and 12 at a minimum. I need 35 and 12. Yes.
Oh, dude.
What is Jokic doing?
You're going to make me remove you from this show.
Let me pull up Jokic.
You know that's the NBA record, 35 points a game for a season? Nobody's ever done that. You want him to do that?
Man,
we've never seen that 35 a night.
Yeah, but look at his talent. That's the point, though, Richie.
Bro, you're expecting like the moon. You're expecting this guy to be like, I mean, what are we doing? 35 points a game?
Yeah, all I'm saying is
your boy MJ can't even do that.
Right, hey, now calm down, Richie.
He never did that.
No, I'm just saying, when you've been blessed with the gift of like literally just being able to go like this, not barely above your head to the rim. Come on, man.
That's ridiculous stuff.
He could do it, Richie. I think he just put up 50, Richie. Is it so hard to say, hey, we need you to go be that guy for 35?
Cat just put up 46. Do I have to ask him to average 40 a game now?
Cat ain't Wemby.
Oh, he's better.
Cat ain't as tall as Wemby. Like, this is different. But
Wemby is averaging 3.8 blocks and 1.3 steals a game as well.
That's pretty dope. But here's the thing, though, Richie.
Oh, but average 6.
You ain't got to average 35 a game, but at least get up there with the stars of the league and put up 30 a game. 22 is unacceptable. Put up 30 a game. Assert your dominance.
Started, man. Let the kid cook, man.
Hey, listen, Jokic got 14 rebounds a game for the most part. Wemby got to step that up.
Man, you're too hard on these kids.
No, because I look at Wemby and I say 10 years from now, they should be mentioning you on your way to be the greatest of all time. When you look at a talent like that,
he's literally in year 2. Like, give him.
No. I'm just saying that's how I am. I'm hard on guys like that. I'm giving the expectation what I want to see. Yeah. But you're saying year 2. But what were some of these guys fresh in the league right away? Right away.
Who? Like who?
Some of the
LeBron
guys,
James.
yeah, you're right. But
Nope.
that's all I'm saying. If you're that dude, you got to hit the ground running right away.
He
Right away,
is.
man.
He won Rookie of the Year. What more do you want from
that's
him?
because it's in a pool of rookies. What I'm saying to you is, come on, bro. You got to be in the 30s now. 30 a game. I don't want to hear nothing else. 30 a game.
You are insane.
No, he should
30 a game, bro. You feel like 30? You know how hard it is to get 30 a night?
Not for great players.
He's not,
bro. Great players are gonna get their 30. And when I say 30, you know what I mean, 28 to 32. You know, you know what I mean, Richie. But you can't be down in the 22s. That's the number 2 on the team, maybe even the number 3.
You're asking a lot for these kids. Habitual line stepper with a $5 super chat. LMAO Cat better than Embiid. CP3 a better defender than Rondo. Facts. Y'all basketball takes are outrageous. Bron Curry era is over. It's the USA versus world era. So habitual line stepper, make sure you change saying y'all basketball takes are outrageous and say TD's basketball takes are outrageous, because everything you said here, I agree with. Okay. And everything that you're taking shots at is this man, not me. So don't say y'all basketball takes are outrageous. It's your basketball takes are outrageous, Tony.
No, they're not outrageous. What's outrageous?
That Rondo's better than CP3. That was the most outrageous thing I've ever heard.
I cleared that up, Richie. I said he's a better winner. I cleared that up. Yeah, okay, who's the better winner, Richie?
Moving the goalposts to prove your point.
No, I was wrong by saying he's the better player, but now I'm clarifying, Richie. I'm clearing it up. He's the better winner.
He was on a way better roster. Put CP3 on that team of Boston. See what happens.
Oh, stop. They wouldn't win the chip.
See, this is what I mean.
Because he'll take touches away from Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and
no, he would have fed them.
And they wouldn't have had the chemistry. They wouldn't have had the chemistry. And for the life of me, he will never be a better facilitator than Rajon Rondo. Never. I don't care about Chris Paul, the point guard, the way he passes. He will never do. The way Rondo facilitated was second to none. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Louis says, I loved Brunson and his boys. Harden DiVincenzo, that was special and had promise. Yeah, it's interesting because the Knicks are going into a new identity by trading away DiVincenzo, but we shall see. Staying in the basketball world, the Celtics continue to roll. TD's front-running favorite team. Front runner. So you made this segment. What do you want to say about this team? Who cares?
Hey, you saw that boy last night?
No one's watching Boston, dude.
You saw that real MVP last night?
He'll never win MVP.
Why you say that?
Never. He's not good enough. He's not MVP caliber. He'll win finals MVP.
First of all, he better than any team on your roster. Any player on your roster, excuse me. He better than any player on your roster, all right? He leads his team. And listen, and Jason Tatum, 30 points a game. 30.2, a matter of fact. Who leading the league in scoring right now per game? Do you know?
I'll look right now.
Yeah, please look that up. That would be an interesting one. Very interesting to find out.
Giannis.
How much he averaging?
33.3.
He says, so don't tell me nothing about no Wemby. If Giannis doing it.
Giannis is like in multi-time MVP, NBA champion. Wemby's in year 2, bro. Wemby will get there, but expect this man to be the greatest player ever in year 2.
But listen, Tatum averaging 30.2, 7.6 rebounds a game, and 5.6 assists per game. 1.5 steals per game. All right, come on.
Scoring 10th, Cat baby.
Where's Tatum? 3?
3, yeah.
Who's 2?
Anthony Davis. He's tied with Tatum, actually, 30.2. They're tied.
How many minutes AD show a game?
Less minutes than Tatum, 34.8. I bet you'll never guess who's 4th unless you have it up and you're cheating.
I don't have it up. 4th in NBA scoring right now.
I guarantee you we'll be for the rest of the show. You won't guess.
West Coast to East Coast.
Now you're cheating already.
No, I mean you can't break it in half to see which conference.
All right, East.
Who's number 3 in the East? And I'll never guess it.
I mean, you can see it. So yeah, let's hear it. Who is it?
Number 2 or number 2, you mean, right?
It's fourth. Giannis, Davis, Tatum, and then
Giannis. I got one on my mind, but I don't know. It's 2 players on my mind now. Is it dang, that's a good one, Richie. I don't want you to tell me either. I'm gonna get it right tonight. Today. I'm gonna get it right.
Or not. Who is it? Time's ticking.
Is it Donovan Mitchell?
No. Donovan Mitchell. I'm actually curious. Where is he on this?
I don't even know why I said that. He probably averaging like 26.
Donovan's averaging 23.6. He's 22nd in the league.
Somebody said Luka. Luka's in the West, on the West Coast. If it's on the East, is it Ball?
You spoiled it, Eric. I knew the chat was spoiling it.
What do you mean? Ball is
you saw this. I know you saw this.
No. I saw him put up some big games.
Nah, man. You saw this chat. Eric spoiled it.
No, I didn't look at the chat.
You spoiled it, Eric. Yes, it's LaMelo Ball. He's averaging 29.9 points.
That's tough though, Richie.
Yeah.
The kid is the truth though.
I'm a Melo fan. I like LaMelo. He's got to stay healthy. And of course, Lonzo's finally back, injured again. Damn. Poor Lonzo.
Well, I think Bronny gonna be better than LaMelo. Can't even keep a straight face, man. I've always wanted to ask you.
Why you hate Bronny, bro? Why you hate on Bronny?
I don't hate him, but what's your thoughts about this whole thing with Bronny?
You're a father. You do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Are you a LeBron hater?
No, I ain't a Bronny.
You think what LeBron's doing with Bronny and his son to get him to the Lakers? Then are you gonna hate on it, or are you gonna respect it?
I love it. I think LeBron deserves it. Bronny doesn't deserve it, but LeBron deserves it. And let me tell you why. Players like Jordan.
But you also got to look at it from his whole life perspective, and like LeBron not growing up with a father, right? Not having a father figure.
That's all sentimental. Half the players in the NBA grew up without a dad.
Yeah, but that's what makes it so like he's fulfilling. Like I don't know. I just really respect LeBron as a family man. That's all I'm saying.
That's all. Yeah, that's the personal part of it, right? The family part, right? The heart.
That's why I feel like you should relate to it, Mr. Father Man.
I just said I love it for LeBron, but Bronny don't belong in the NBA. But I love it for LeBron. He ain't good. He ain't no good.
He's a late second round pick. Who's good in the NBA? A late second round pick.
He ain't no good. He ain't no good. If they had 5 rounds, he shouldn't have got drafted. With the talent, no, I ain't no hater. Listen to me. This is all I'm gonna say. Bron deserves it because when you have a player that comes in, and this is why I couldn't dare respect a player being mad about it. I can respect a prospect being mad about it, but not an NBA player being mad about it. LeBron James is single-handedly responsible for your contracts being double what they are now. See, guys like Michael Jordan, the revenue that they brought the NBA and changing it for LeBron era, all of them should be appreciative of Jordan. LeBron era, the money that they made like early in their era was solely because of Jordan. And the money that players are making now is solely because of players like LeBron James. Making the league exciting, people loving the league and all of that. These players grow the league. The Steph Currys and all of them, they're responsible for the TV deals getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Did you see the movie Air?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I didn't know that story of how the royalty, but that changed the game from a business perspective. If that's what you're referring to, the endorsements, how it changed the landscape for Jordan.
Exactly. Well, I'm saying for even the NBA in general. So take your minimum contract, veteran minimum, or whatever, the minimum contract in the NBA, right? Even that player, it wasn't the same amount 15 years ago, right? Because the game keeps getting more and more lucrative and these deals are getting bigger. Why are they getting bigger? Because your best players are making it exciting. So you got to pay homage to guys like that. And nobody's had a bigger impact since Jordan than LeBron James on the overall financial success of the league. So when he's bringing y'all more money for the opportunity to play this sport, you almost got to give him what he won as a gift on the way out. And I love that for LeBron. He earned it. He deserves it. Nobody shouldn't scoff at it. They should be happy because their salary is greater because of him. So have your son play with you, man. Have your son play with you.
He's going to be better than LeBron one day.
Yeah, now I see why the person said y'all basketball takes.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, Richie. But so sometimes you might be serious deep down.
Nah, man. No one's ever going to match LeBron. He's the greatest we'll ever see ever. Like, there's never going to be someone better than him from here on out. So, but I agree. I think it's pretty cool. What?
What did you just say?
From here on out, we'll never see somebody as good as LeBron or Jordan again.
Gosh.
Is that not true?
It's not at all.
How?
Eventually there will be a better.
Flick Shorts came out with this one that we missed. 2024 Panthers, Miami Heat, top 3 last 6 years in the East playoffs. Dolphins getting Cameron Sanders with Dion, 2 final. Sanders with Dion. Oh, the delusion. 2 finals games last 5 years for us, Knicks. Look, first of all, this Flick Shorts is so terrified of what's actually about to happen for the Dolphins. You know what's about to happen for the Dolphins? One word. Purgatory. Woo! You're going to win games. You're going to finish with 7, 8, maybe 9 wins, miss the playoffs, or maybe you make the playoffs, get bounced in the first round. Tua's back. You go all in again just for the same thing to go over and over and over again. You ain't drafting no Cam Ward. You ain't drafting no Sanders. You're stuck, Flick Shorts, in the mediocrity of the Miami Dolphins. Just saying. Am I wrong, TD?
Yeah, you might be wrong.
Tell me the lie that I said there.
First of all, you're looking too far ahead. We're still into this season and the opportunities.
I predicted what's going to happen this season. You're going to win a few games now. You're going to win between 7 and 9 games. Either you just miss the playoffs or you make the playoffs and lose in the first round, and the streak continues. And then
we make the playoffs, we ain't losing, Richie. That means we went through some tough situations to get there, and we're proven at that point.
You get bounced by Buffalo or Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
I think we could beat Buffalo if we played them a third time.
Swept.
I think we could beat Pittsburgh.
Swept.
I don't think we have a shot at beating Baltimore.
Swept. You can make me. You're gonna try to convince me you could beat Buffalo. How many games in a row have you lost to them? 4. That's back-to-back seasons. Swept. We can beat them on the big stage. Get out of here.
Yeah, we can. We lost by 1 point last time. We're getting better.
1 point equals L.
Yes, L.
Yeah, that's called being swept. But
that game tonight, that's what's going to be exciting.
Exactly what we're about to get into. Commanders, Eagles. What you got, man? The battle for the NFC East.
This is tough for me, and unfortunately, I have to go out on a limb and say that the Commanders are about to suffer their second loss.
Chat, you guys let us know who you got in this game right now.
Yeah, I got Commanders suffering their second loss. I think the Eagles are going to reign supreme in this game, and they're going to do exactly what we thought they would do preseason, which is win the division. This game right here will start to get a little bit more clarity, not just in this game, but the NFC. Now, the funny thing is, whatever team wins this game, they're not out of winning the NFC overall.
Guys, before TD keeps going, we just put a poll in the chat, vote, and also hit the like button, man. We only have 37 likes. What are you guys doing? You guys not like Wake Up and Ball? Don't you guys like Wake Up and Ball?
Punch hit the like button. Like button.
If you're enjoying Wake Up and Ball, do us a favor. Smash the like button right now. All right, TD, go on.
Please. But yeah, I got the Eagles in this one. I just think that they've been playing some of the best football in the league as of late. And this isn't a knock on the Commanders. They've been playing some of the best football as of late. But they're inexperienced. They're still inexperienced. And it showed last week versus the Steelers with Mike Tomlin. suffering that loss. They just got out coached and disciplined at the very end of the game. So I like the Eagles in this one. I like them to make the tough plays. AJ Brown, prognosis of his little injury wasn't that huge from my understanding. And I got to go with the Eagles in this one, Richie. I can't, it's hard for me to say otherwise.
Yeah, I think that's a good take there. Right. You can argue that. But I feel like I'm riding with the hot hand. I'm riding with they're both hot, right? But I just like the magic. I like the magic behind the Washington Commanders a little bit. I like the underdog story. I like the rookie story. So shout out to the Washington Commanders. I'm riding with you folks tonight. I'm riding with the rookie sensation, Jaden Daniels. I predicted this, so I got to run with it. I got Washington, the upset, man, on the road. I know that they're the underdogs in this game. I bet US they're the underdogs, but I'm going to ride with Jaden Daniels.
Richie going to take that L on this one, man. It'll be a great game, though.
It will.
I can't wait.
The battle of the NFC East. So the last topic of the show is about Aaron Rodgers playing next season. As he talked to the reporters yesterday to confirm that he is planning to play. And I expected this. This isn't breaking news to me. This isn't like, what? Right? He made a promise. He said, before the season, I want to play 2 or 3 years. And I think, my biggest question is the coaching search. Like, is it going to be connected with Aaron Rodgers? Like, we know that Rodgers needs to be comfortable in a system. So, like, you can't go out there and get like a Ben Johnson, and then Ben Johnson tries to establish his system with Rodgers. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be very curious. I'm very curious to see the coaches that they bring in. Are they going to be bringing him in because of Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to try to develop a system? Like, my perfect scenario is the Jets hire a coach, they draft a quarterback, or they just develop Jordan Travis, and then Rodgers plays next season with not a lot of expectations, and then we just have a new coaching staff to develop something special. So I don't know what this means for the future of this team, but Rodgers wants to return. Devontae Adams is going to be here next year again. We're going to be running it back with Devontae, Garrett Wilson, Brees, Sauce. Jermaine Johnson will be healthy coming off the Achilles. The same talent's going to be there. The only pending free agent that we have is DJ Reed, which we may be losing in free agency, which is going to be tough. Jamian Sherwood, who is third right now in total tackles, who's been filling in for CJ Mosley as a free agent. We got to lock him up. But I don't know what this means. What's your thoughts of Aaron Rodgers committing to next year?
Yeah, man. You were right, Richie, all this time when you said that he'll be playing 2 years, and there you have it. He's going to be back, all right? You don't mess with Aaron Rodgers in the offense. I think your issues right now is just, again, continuity, consistency, and, just in play calling possibly as well. Now, when you talk about your next head coach, I think that's even more important to this whole situation. And I wanted to ask you, are there like three candidates out there that you would love?
It's hard because, Ben Johnson sounds great, but that's so unrealistic. He's not going to want to come here and play with Rodgers. It's a completely different system. Mike Vrabel is a guy I think that has experience that I think would be a good leader. He has experience with it, in the NFL. My dream scenario, pipe dream, unrealistic, is hiring somebody as a football president. And that's Pete Carroll. I would love to bring Pete Carroll in as the head of football ops and have him hire a coach, have him hire a coaching staff and a GM. We need somebody because Woody's abandoning us again. And he's going to give us to the incompetent owner of his brother, Christopher Johnson. I don't want Christopher Johnson to be the guy calling the shots. I want the Johnsons to hire a football mind to act as the active owner, make him the president, and then he hires the coach, he hires the GM. They have a structure issue in this Jets franchise, in my opinion, in terms of it's the owners and then it's the GM and head coach in the same level. Well, there needs to be a change in structure in order for something to change if the Johnsons are not if the Johnsons are not selling the team, which they're not doing it. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Here's what I'll say. I think y'all need to get that defense back intact. I personally feel like if your defense was playing at the level we know they can play at, or the last 2 years, y'all have at least 3 more wins on your resume right now.
Salo's 2-3 with his team.
Yeah.
By the way, 2-3.
But when you look at the pace of that, 4-6, but if this defense was playing at the level that we know that it could, and that's where I think you need to stay. If you're going to keep Aaron Rodgers in house, you need to stick with like a Vrabel, somebody like that who can help get this defense back intact the way that because you got the weapons. It's a dream job for a defensive guy to come in and have. And the most important thing is just hiring the right offensive coordinator. Not so much the head coach that can call plays and be an offensive guy. Just hiring the right offensive coordinator that can call plays. All right? That's what I think, because those defensive coaches, not only do they have your defense playing well, but they have better accountability on the entire roster. So I like a Vrabel. What are your thoughts of a Brian Flores?
His system is the polar opposite of what the Jets system is. It's 3-4 rather than 4-3. So, like, I like Brian Flores, but that's going to be a completely flip of scheme.
Your system's failing right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's signs of success of the system. But, like, the personnel that we have on this team now is fit for one system. So if you bring him in, then there's, like, the personnel on this team, they're going to have to learn new positions, basically, like everybody. And I don't think that would be smart, just from a schematic standpoint. But I don't know. I don't really want to go do another former Dolphins coach. I really don't, to be honest.
Help me out real quick. What schematic system were the Patriots running all those years?
3-4.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the same?
Then Brian Flores, yeah.
And
not the Jets.
Right now, y'all are running
4-3, similar to the 49ers, the Texans. It's
y'all
a base 4-3.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, it's
a different. We run the same system as the 49ers, where we rely on a 4-man rush to get home. We don't blitz a lot. Whereas the 3-4, you like the disguise blitzes. You gotta have outside linebackers coming in, and they're like outside linebackers, but they're pass rushers. You have 2 linebackers instead of 3. So that's the difference of the scheme. And the Jets used to run 3-4 with Todd Bowles.
Yeah, and Vrabel runs.
I think he runs a 4-3.
I think 3-4. Well, that's the thing. Some of these guys, they know how to mix it up, and they run hybrids.
Yeah. I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Almost like I'm so used to Tennessee having those three big guys in the middle, athletic guys, and then those 2 outside linebackers.
Yeah, maybe it's it's 3-4.
Yeah, they run the 3. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting different scheme. The difference between 4-3 and 3-4. I think that the Jets have the personnel to be versatile and change it, but we shall see, man. We shall see. So that's going to wrap up episode number 4 of Wake Up and Ball on Roundtable Sports Network. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Please do us a favor and like the show. That's all you got to do. Like the show. It really helps us out on the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for the super chats. We appreciate everybody tuning into the show, man. Much love to everybody. And we got something new for Wake Up and Ball.
That's dope. You got to start with that, man. That should have been the beginning.
I got it midway through the show delivered to me, which is why we didn't start with it. But we will end with it. All right, nice. We will end with it. So shout out to everybody that's been tuning in to Wake Up and Ball. That's our new intro. We're really trying to build this show up. We're really trying to make this a nice daily morning routine for everybody to wake up and, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your breakfast. Maybe you're on your way to work. Maybe you're already working early morning shifts. Maybe you're at home. Whatever the case may be, maybe you're on an early morning walk. Make sure you guys check out Wake Up and Ball every Monday through Friday. Tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be here. It's just going to be TD and maybe a guest or maybe just him running the show himself. So excited for that, TD. Excited to tune in. But anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
Yeah, y'all come through tomorrow morning. Let's have some fun together. We got a lot to discuss, especially that game tonight because it's about to go down. Thank y'all for waking up with us this morning and balling out. And we hope you all have a ballerific day. Let's go.
Absolutely. Shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of the show. As always, make sure you guys check them out by using the code YouTube150 on your first deposit, 125% on your next two, up to $2,000 with promo code YouTube150. Salute to everybody in the chat. We love you. Hit the like button on your way out for us and subscribe. Peace out, folks.